Good morning, and I hope you've been well, and this is part 29 of the Pokemon Rejuvenation V13.5 Let's Play, set mode, no items, so yeah. So with that being said, let's go on ahead and continue onwards. Now before we go after Malia and head on over to the beach, I did want to see, okay, so you can like meet up with them. Nothing, I can't seem to find her anywhere. This is really bad. Nim, where can she be? Pretty much what I was about to say was I wanted to see if I can like find the others as they're looking for her. So I kind of want to look. Oh, hey Alita. I can't find her anywhere. It's late now. I have a feeling something's not right. Let's see here. Right, Saki and Val went to the jungle. That's where the beach is. The jungle's here. So I'm kind of curious if I can talk to them while they're looking. Let's see. I know it's probably not that big of a deal to do that, but I do want to like, I don't know, like talk to them and like read like their dialogues and whatnot. Let's see, deep jungle. Maybe we can't find them. I don't think they'd make their way over here. I'll look around real quick. No, I don't see him. Okay. Let's make our way back. Yeah, unless I missed them, I don't see him over here. That's where the girder is. Alrighty, I just wanted to see if you could maybe like meet up with them. Unless I, again, missed them, then yeah. Oh, and by the way, I did switch up the team real quick for a certain battle. I don't remember exactly what he had on his team. I think I brought up like 5 Pokemon that I think he has, but we'll find out how the battle goes, and hopefully we don't lose first try. There was a disruptive individual on the beach. Good to know. Crawley's down there confronting that mysterious individual, but isn't that a girl? That girl's been harassing people, something about wanting to leave the island, sorry. Right. Something weird's going on. You know, it's honestly like, I don't know, because like I want to word it carefully because like I don't want to get into like major spoilers, right? But like it's just something that's like, it's just sad, you know, because it's like, I don't know how other people feel about Nim, but like I've always liked Nim as like a character, but it's just like sad, like the situation, you know, that she's in and whatnot. Because like again, like what I like about this version compared to the older version with V13 and all of that, like literally they get there and then it just happens. This scene happens way earlier. But with this one, they tone it back a little bit, slowly trying to like bring it up, you know, with her. And You know, even like beforehand, there's like the whole thing within the room. You know, she vented for a moment, but like it was like sad to like hear that, like, you know, I just want to be with my friends. Why me? Why did I have to do this? Like, why is this happening to me? I forgot exactly how like she worded it, but it's like, again, if you haven't played the game like multiple times and it's like your first playthrough, it may be like confusing, but to like repeat players, it's like, gosh darn it, you know, like it sucks. It's sad, you know. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, well, let's see how it plays out. Nim, are you okay? I've tried my best. I've tried to leave this island, but I can't. Something is keeping me here. I can't escape. I understand how you feel, Nim, but we won't be staying much longer. If something's bothering you, we can help. We are working together. Sorry. We are working on getting our lighthouses back up and running ASAP. If there's anything I can do to help you, you guys are so great, but I'm out of time. He always told me that this would happen, that I would lose control, but she and I never listened. I'm so sorry. Now, screw it, I'm going to spoilers. I want to do it. As usual, if you don't want spoilers, timestamp in the comment section below, skip on ahead, you'll be good to go and not hear any of it, so yeah. Nim, Nim, Nim. I feel sorry for her. I love Nim. She's a great character and all of that, and she's a good friend to the group. But that little phrase there, he always told me that like things would go wrong or I would mess up, and her and I, we didn't listen. Now, for the longest time, for some weird reason, it always confused me. But now it just makes more sense, and I know most people probably knew this already, but clearly she's referring to Damien and Alexandra. Mainly because, and just to like clarify, because like there might be some people that might be like confused, like, well, who's she talking about? It's clearly like, again, Damien and Alexandra, because again, with the beginning of V13, you get the whole thing that the storm, weird glitch, data chip looking thing appears out of nowhere, whatever, and you know, Damien, Alexandra battle it, and then Nim reappears, and sorry, just some loud truck driving by. But anyways, back on track with this. Yeah, like they battle and then Nim appears. Damien wants to kill Nim. Alexandra's like, no. How could you even think of something like that? They try to take care of Nim for the time being until something goes wrong. And of course, it does go wrong. Damien has a harsh way on wording things, and to some extent, I don't agree with instantaneously being like, alright, if we're gonna get rid of the problem, kill it. I don't necessarily agree with that mindset. However, to some level, I understand where like he's coming from. That it's kind of like, if a threat gets way too out of hand, how are we going to tackle it when we have like an opportunity right now to just get rid of it? And of course, I understand that, but I think that's going way too far. I guess like it depends on the circumstance. And to be fair, with the whole Nim thing, I get it, but I wouldn't want to go about it in that way, if that makes sense. And of course, Alexandra, total opposite end, is like, no, we have to care for her, treat her, help her, and not do what you want to do, Damien. Because again, Damien has a harsh way on going about things and doing things. Anyways, Nim unfortunately kills somebody by accident. She, like, I forgot what she did. Like, she, what is it, ate their soul or something weird like that, and they like collapsed on the ground. It was something like that. I might be wrong on that. And of course the villagers get mad. Damien's like, we're killing her now. Alexandra grabs her. They run off not Grand Dream City, East Garen City. There came a point that Alexandra almost accidentally got killed by Nim, and of course Nim doesn't intentionally want to do that, right? She doesn't want it, but she can't help it. It's something that, again, like, it's out of her control, right? And then they decide to split apart. Nim finds us, and then the story carries on with us and Nim for a little bit. And then we meet up in Amist Cave, yada yada yada. You get the point. Everything plays out from then on. But going back to Nim, why? Why the weird data chip in the sky reappearing, and then all of a sudden it just transformed into Nim? Why? Why is she a part of the storm? How is she a part of the storm? I think it all comes down to the one theory that I had before with Vitus. I really think that within the whole arc where Nimra, Angie, Hazuki pull up on Indrid, or Vitus, however you want to call him, tomato, they pull up, they lose. Now, whether Indrid was in the middle of the sacrifice or not, I'm not for certain, but let's go with the idea that Maria, or Marionette, is on the altar. They go into battle, Nimra and Vitus, to just battle it out. Let's say maybe it was an accident or on purpose. She lost, he placed her on the altar as well, or she rushes in, doesn't realize it's an altar, he does the sacrifice to Marionette, causing Nimra to unfortunately get caught up in the middle of it, causing the two girls to, get sacrificed, and then of course, the equivalent exchange is what they called it. If you're gonna give something, you get something in return, right? So of course you get Malia, for example, and in this case, instead of Nimra, you get Nim. And I believe going forward, potentially, well, actually, no. The sacrifice, well, it's hard to connect the dots. It's tricky because it's like, well then, no, because then we did the whole past thing, right, with Maria. Like, she's still there. If she got sacrificed, then it's like, why is she there now? Unless, like, I'm getting the timeline wrong. Unless, let's try this. We go to the past with Venom, Lenny, and, what's her name? Gosh darn it. Lucia, or Luca, whatever her name is. You do all that. Maria, I remember, pulls up, starts beating up Vitus or whatever. Let's say all that goes down. Let's say Vitus wins the battle. And then they end up in the other ruins, and then the past stuff happens, that goes forward. She's at the altar, and, well, no, well, yes. No, that can, no, it can, but, oh, this game is just so confusing. I keep going back and forth with so many different scenarios. Let me get back on track. Forget all of that. Forget it. Back to Nim. I think, for some weird reason, something happened to Nimra. Sacrifice happened, out came Nim. And I believe at some point, Vitus pretty much was like, okay, you're going to be a part of my storm. Right? Because again, you have Angie that causes a ton of mayhem for, Crystalline Town. She causes snowstorms and all of that kind of stuff. For Nim, like, rain and wind kind of like appears. And I believe with the one prophecy, the four darknesses born from man, I believe it represents potentially Nim, Angie, and then there's two other people, right? You can argue that one of them maybe Hazuki, potentially? I'm not super certain on that, but it's possible. The fourth one is kind of like up to debate. Like, there's some that might think it could be Madam X, or maybe another character that I'm forgetting about. There's a lot of different things, but getting back on track though, because I'm not trying to get too carried away with it. Plain and simply to summarize it, I think in some way, shape, and form, Nimra got sacrificed, out came Nim, Vitus made her into a part of the storm, and the four of them, if we can get them all together, then we can cause it to happen. Or maybe something completely different for the four darknesses. And they might not even have any relation to the four darkness prophecy thing. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'll leave it at that. I feel like I rambled about nonsense. Maybe one day I'll try to clearly explain it, but I hope some kind of like understand what I'm saying. We'll leave it at that. Alrighty. It's snowing. I can't hold them back any longer. I've grown weak. Alan, Malia, I'm so sorry for doing this to the both of you. Oh, that's so upsetting. It's really good artwork. I love it, but like, gosh darn it. Like, I like how like they add the art because like it adds a little more, you know, to it. Like it gives you the scene of what's about to transpire. I can't hold it all back any further. Please, you guys gotta run and forget me. It's all over for me, but you guys can still make it. Run. Alan, Malia, we gotta fall back for a bit, but... You know, I just realized, I talked about that one theory, and I totally forgot about Gira connection with that whole thing. With Vitus and whatnot. I'll leave it vague like that for now. Because I think Gira is like a special kind of like circumstance. I'll leave it at that for now. We're back. Your plan worked, Gira. I'm impressed. Question is, where are we? Terrajuma. I've been to this beach numerous times. This is definitely Terrajuma Beach. Terrajuma, since when did it snow here? Nim. She's turned into stone. I've never seen anything like this. Guys, over there. No way. I don't think either adds points. It doesn't sound like it, but let me take a look. Chapter 6. Right, it doesn't show that it adds points. Guys, over there, no way. I'll go with the first one. I don't think it really matters what you choose. Guys, over there. Malia. Dad? What are you doing here? So that's the name of this heap of garbage that imprisoned us. She was so stubborn, didn't want to let loose, so I convinced her to let us go. You did this? Perhaps I did. Pursuing her to ease her grasp was a lot of work. All three of us were captured at some point and then banished into a realm unknown. Eventually we came across this girl, residing there. She held the keys to our cells, but refused to release us. Nim naively thought that she could keep us down for all eternity. Just look at how it all worked out. We're free and now she's just a statue. Embarrassing, really. I don't know who you three are or what you're talking about, but under the agency of the Kakuri Pokemon Rangers, I hereby place all three of you under arrest. That's cute. But we just got out of jail, and we don't intend on going back quite that easily. What a coincidence. So did we. Enough talk. We know what this is going to turn into. Yeah. Gotta say, you had us convinced. Look at you, being alive and all of that. The way things panned out, it's like I hit the redo button. You have no idea what you're getting yourselves into. Don't even think about being a spectator. You fight too, Professor. Very well. Guess that makes you my opponent then? Professor, you're my next catch. You bested me at Wispy Tower, but lightning never strikes twice. Let's see how you fare without Miss Narcissa there to save you. Alright, pull up, Gira. Real quick, let me write down the time. Let's say 20:45. Sorry, just writing it down for my notes to do the timestamp thing. Okay. Oh, this is great for me. But then again, you might try to outplay me. Because you have... you might try to outplay, I don't know. I kind of want to be big brain, I kind of do. Attack what's in front of you. Let's go for bounce. Gosh darn it. I was thinking it might swap into the Alolan, oh, whatchamacallit? Marowak. I'm surprised, I thought it would've, but to be fair, maybe the AI isn't gonna be like as wild as like intense mode. Grimmsnarl. Weird play. Just Blaze Kick. Oh, well, Sucker, that's why. I guess Volkner, lower the attack. Might as well go for Thunder Thing. Okay. I think I outspeed? Right. Zeke is to play, Night Slash. Right, I forgot to show the team, I'm sorry. Jolly Blaziken, Jolly Luxray, Jolly Leavanny, we got ourselves a Quag here, Klinklang, Obstagoon. Cool. Alrighty. It's gonna be a little bit tricky. Let me go into you. Oof, I got lucky there. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we would have lost. Let me see the rest of his team. Yeah, because I mean, like, does that... I would have outsped. I don't think I would have lost, even if it landed. Maybe. Might be a misplay, but I'm just gonna go for damage. I'd rather Zeke not have damage taken to him. I think this was the right play. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not even up to level 45. I forgot to do that. That's okay. Yeah, because, yeah, I don't think the fire thing really mattered because, like, again, takes me out, goes into that. I take out Crocus. Zeke definitely would have outsped it because I have, like, speed investments. Goes into Gengar, Dazzling Gleam. We take the hit. Night Slash. I mean, we did get some damage with Leaf Blade, but, like, we're adamant. I don't think Gengar would have taken the hit. So, yeah, we take that out. Grimmsnarl, we outspeed it. Oh, wait, whoops, sorry. Yeah, we wouldn't have lost. Okay. I don't want counter. Really? Being difficult again, why don't you take a hike? And real quick, the thing that I brought up a few moments ago with Gira, the little goofy little shadow dude right there. At some point I might get into that, but for now I won't go any further. Darn. Losing after talking so big, making us look like fools, Gira. We're out of options. That's right. You are out of options. Now surrender yourselves. Rookie mistakes. You should have known that while we were stuck in that dimension, your enemies continue to grow as well. That's just how the world works. It was foolish to believe that you held any leverage over them. You're the last person I want to talk to. You lost too. He sure did. In fact, it felt like he barely put up a fight. Zeta, make sure the professor doesn't try to give us the slip. And stay close. You got it. Alright, Professor, you're coming with me. Just stop. There's nowhere to go and you're defenseless. You've caused a lot of trouble and hurt people in the process. Turning yourselves in is the first step into making things right. Now, why would we agree to something so boring? It's sickening that this is all just some game to you, Gira. But I guess I shouldn't think anything different from someone in Team Zen. Exactly, you shouldn't. But you should stop tunnel visioning so much and watch your back. My back? Big bro moment. What? What was that thing? Gira, Zeta, Dad, Nim. Come back. The next day. That's gotta be like so upsetting, and I love it though because it's like it like not like love it like the terrible thing that happened, but like the way that they like changed up the story because like again with V12, V13, and even some of like the older versions, right? Like you go to the bridge, Nim, you know, panic. She says, "I'm sorry, I can't hold back any further." And again, nothing wrong with that one at all. I think they did that one really well. But again, on the bridge, I can't hold back. I'm sorry. And then, of course, everything goes down on the bridge. But with this one, like, I feel like they took that, but made it somewhat better in a sense. Like, I don't know, like, it flows and it feels kind of like, I don't know, it's tricky because it's like, I like that one, but I like this one too. Because again, Nem's like, I'm sorry, I can't hold back. I didn't want this to happen. She turns to stone. They appear. And of course, with Malia's father, you know, he barely puts up a fight, showing the signs early on that he doesn't want this, right? With the bridge scene, there wasn't much of that there. He tried, but Malia pushed back, right? But with this one, you know, it plays out slightly different, but I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know, like it's tricky because it's like both of them in their own different ways are unique and good. I like the scene with the bridge, right? But I also like what they did with that. And it's cool because again, with that one, you know, Gira again, watch your back. Giratina swoops behind Malia, grabs Nim, and they're all gone. And again, like the emotion of like Malia just yelling out, like, come back. Like, how could you do this with like a straight face? How can you feel You know, that this is funny, that this is amusing. Like, you are hurting people. Face justice, like, bring back Nim. All these kind of like emotions going through her. I like it. I like it a lot. Like, yeah, let me stop. Can someone say something, please? This is just depressing. Why did Gira and Zeta take Nim with them? That's the part I don't get. It was unintentional, who knows? No, I mean, clearly they took her just, you know, to have leverage, right? Alright, sorry for the pause there. I had to check the oven. I know I gotta get back up in a few minutes to check it again, but, let me see. Um, okay, I don't see anything that does anything. That's the part I don't get. Who knows? It was unintentional. I kind of want to go with who knows. Who knows? You guys said Garatina came in and swept Nim away along with the others, right? To me, it sounds like that was unintentional and that Nim was unfortunately in the way of Garatina. That sounds likely. I don't know, but then again, I kind of want to look. I want to choose the first one, though. I don't know. But what now? Surely they must have noticed that they had a straggler. What if they decided to dispose of her? I mean, they don't have any need for Nim's body. Guys, we have a situation. What's up, Val? Something weird is going on at the Ranger HQ. I think you guys need to see it for yourselves. Oh, alrighty. Well, the music is certainly different. Well, this is kind of new. It's kind of a cool little track. I wonder what it's from. Oh, there's my oven again. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry for the pause there. What's going on? I don't know. The interface has been bugging out all morning, but now it's filed with static and... Huh? Incoming transmission. This is a Team Zen transmission. Please stand by. Gosh darn it, guys. I like it. I like it. Gosh darn it. Because like again, like I see where they're like going with this. So like with V13 and V12 and some of the other ones, like there wasn't anything like this, but like it makes more sense because now it's like, okay, we know Malia's on the island, we have Nim, we're pulling up, we want Malia. It makes a little more sense because like with V12 and V13, with how the arc played out, there was kind of that there, but not a lot of that. But with this one, I think they're just reworking it like, well, okay, we'll make it make more sense. The admins are there, they want her. I like it. Let's see how this plays out. Citizens and people of Terajuma Island, this is a message from the elites of Team Zen. Listen well. We have arrived on Terajuma and we have built a stronghold on Valor Mountain. This was accomplished within just a few hours. First of all, how the hell they do that? Well, the grunts and all of that, but... Again, I think I went into a little theory with like the grunts and whatnot before. Maybe I'll re-get into that again at some point when the time is right. I'm not here to do that now. 20 days from this transmission, we plan on seizing the entire island in the name of Team Zen. This will result in the total destruction of Terajuma Island. You may be asking yourselves, how do we escape such a fate? There is but one option. Ah, what's up with the Lapras being there? That's super goofy. I like that. High priority, Malia, Alon. Adam, Alita. I wonder why Valerie's not there. Or maybe Valerie represents the Lapras? I have no idea. We have placed a bounty on these 6 individuals for their transgressions at Black Steeple Castle, the highest priority being Malia and Alan, the lowest being Adam, Alita, Saki, Blakery, and Val. Okay, so they put Lapras over Valerie for some reason then. And I can't tell, does Saki have like a grumpy face going on there? I can't tell. It's pretty goofy. If these 6 individuals are offered to us, then the attack shall be called off. The fate of everyone on Terajuma Island will be secured. However, even with this looming threat, we understand that this information may not be enough to persuade you. To the group of individuals we mentioned prior to this is a message directly to you. We retrieved what remains of your precious friend Nim. If you do not surrender yourselves to us by the 20th night, not only will Terajuma fall, but Nim will share the same fate as well. What you and the people of Terajuma will do with this information is entirely up to you. We will be waiting for you on Valor Mountain. Until then, think wisely and tread carefully, because Black Steeple was only the beginning. Transmission over. Bro moment. Oh. Now hold on a second. Why was I a Lapras? That's what I'm saying. Team Zen is going to attack Terajuma Island. I kind of wish it was like a little bit like Goofy, just like a rogue Lapras, like, I don't know, like attacking like the grunts on like Valor Shore or something ridiculous like that. But then I kind of thought it probably was Valerie that they intended that to be. The Pokemon Rangers will take care of this. We can't handle something this huge. An official attack by Team Zen. Get real. Quiet, calm down. Leader Crawley would like to speak. Thank you, Alex. Everyone, Terajuma has now entered a crisis, but not all hope is lost. Team Zen may be on the island, but we will do everything in our power to drive them out. However, as a result of this threat, we will be tightening up security around the island. In addition to this, we will have a curfew for those who are unable to defend themselves. This is for the safety of everyone. More news on this situation will come as we learn more. Thank you. Everyone, please return to your stations. Thank you. Malia, Alon... Oh, wait, hold up. There's someone with a gray outfit down here. Below, like, the Alon text. I saw that for a second. Malia, Alon, would you please meet in my office? There's something I would like to discuss with the both of you. Please allow me to join as well. I need to be in this conversation. Very well. Quickly now. Yeah, it was like a silver hat. Maybe one of the more stronger rangers, I guess. This isn't good. You could say that again. What do we do about this? I called you in here to discuss just that. Originally, I only called Malia and Alon because they were considered high priority. They said Malia was their original target, but why is Alon included in that? Probably because well, yeah, Malia just said it there. It's because Alon defeated Madam X. On Black Steeple, I mean. Alon fought against her Yveltal and ended up winning somehow. Yeah, because we used some stupid Endeavor focus sash like strategy. But we'll quote-unquote count that as a win. I wouldn't be surprised if they consider Alon to be a threat to them as a result, or perhaps she's salty that she lost to a random person in her eyes. Another possibility, but that's all I can really think of. Well, either way, it doesn't change anything. Exactly, like we could speculate all day long. All we know is they want Alon too. Well, us too. Somehow Zeta, Gira, and the professor were able to get to the top of Valor Mountain, but that's the part that confuses me. That shouldn't be possible at the moment. How come? Because they lack the relics. Long ago, before Terajuma, the land around Valor Mountain was treacherous. When living in the open became too dangerous, the people of Valor would retreat within the mountain for shelter. Day and night they would pray to their god for protection, and one day the mountain answered. 3 relics were presented to the people, the sky, earth, and ocean relics. Presenting these 3 objects to the mountain would allow entry into it. Because of this, these people revered the mountain as a god. We don't revere the mountain anymore. We keep the relics around as tradition for newer trainers on Kakuri. We call this the Terajuma Trial. We cannot enter Valor Mountain without these relics, and you cannot fly to the summit. Probably not for a normal person, but they have a legendary Pokemon on their side. They can make it happen. I see. Then this is my proposal. Take part in the Terajuma Trial, collect the 3 relics, and fight back. Is what I would like to say. But there are complications with this method as well. Complications? Like what? The ocean relic is currently on Chrysaline. We've been having trouble with getting to and from there because of Ange. Crawley speaking. What's going on? What? Okay, sit tight. I'm on my way. Sorry guys, there's a situation I need to handle at Genobi Pass. I think that's how you pronounce that. We can continue this another time, but we should gather your friends and come too. Genobi Pass. It's a small town east of Minori Sea. Alon, you defeated Valerie, so you should be able to use this. This seems urgent. We should make our way there now. I think with that, since the last episode was around an hour, I think we'll end it off a little early. And yeah, I think we'll do that. Because, I do want to do some... I don't know if I will get to it, but I kind of want to do some EV training soon. And plus, I already made something in the oven and I think I'm gonna go eat something. And then I know in a little bit I gotta run a few errands. And then probably later in the evening, I like to record another episode or 2. Because I recorded one that'll be uploaded today. What is it, episode 28? I think it's episode 28. That'll be uploaded today. 29 will be uploaded sometime next week, and then I like to do, like I brought up before, record 1 or 2 more episodes, and once we do that, need to get a few Night in the Woods recorded, but I might do that Sunday. We'll see how it goes. Anyways though, thank you guys so much for watching, definitely do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Good morning.